Hello everybody, this is Antonia from Study Portals and I'm really happy to welcome you all to the webinar prepared for Eindhoven University of Technology. We hope you'll enjoy and you'll find all the information you need in this session. I'll shortly brief you over our agenda. We'll start off with a presentation of the Dean of the Graduate School, Jan Francois, and he'll tell you everything you need to know about the Eindhoven University of Technology and Graduate School. Therefore, after all, we have two students that are eager and happy to share their experience with you. Armando from Mexico and Adelia from Russia will join the session and will share how they started studying here and how this was for them. Last but not least, we for sure want to talk with all of you, and therefore we have a chat team waiting for you online. However, I strongly encourage you not to rush into questions because this session will already provide you with a lot of answers. Also, there are a lot of you online today, and as no matter how happy we are to respond to all of you, we have to manage all your questions. If there will be questions that we can't answer, you're welcome to send them through email to io.tui.nl. Also, the speakers will not receive your questions while they are presenting, so they are not shifting focus from their presentation. But you will still get the chance to ask questions directly to our student or to the dean at the end. So please relax, enjoy the presentation. Pay attention to all the details, and later on you'll get a chance to ask the speakers, ask the members from the international office who are waiting for you on the chat, or other students who are also right now on the chat. As Simon said, you will receive a recording to this webinar, and of course they will follow up with other information. You can contact us and how you can get in touch with us. That's pretty much all from my side for now. I'm welcoming the Dean Jan Francois to take over and present Eindhoven University of Technology for you.
Thanks very much, Antonia. I'm very happy to be here. I'm a bit taller, as you see, so let me move the screen. Welcome to this webinar. It's a great pleasure that so many of you attend this to learn more about our university and the opportunities in the master programs here at Eindhoven. First, let me tell you a little bit about Eindhoven and its location. Netherlands is located in the northwest of Europe. Many of you will have heard of Amsterdam. If you are in technology, and technology is your domain, you should have heard about Eindhoven, the technological heart of the Netherlands, about an hour and a half away from Amsterdam, close to the Belgian and German borders. To characterize us, I would actually mention a few things. First of all, within the Netherlands, we are ranked as a first-rate research university, specializing in engineering and technology. So engineering and technology is really at the heart of our university, and between the three technical universities in the Netherlands, we are consistently ranked the highest. Secondly, we are located in the so-called Brainport region. This is a region in the south of the Netherlands where many high-tech companies are placed. And these high-tech companies, they're really part of our ecosystem. There's lots of interaction between the activities here on campus and the activities in all the research labs, the manufacturing sites, and the development sites here around in the area. And it's very much driven by the strong technology heritage that we have. Many of you will know Philips. Philips originated here, still has a strong presence here, but there are dozens of other large companies, and I would say probably thousands of small companies that are part of our ecosystem and that determine our technology heritage. In the Brainport region, you'll find companies such as Philips, DSM, ASML, local companies, but also international companies such as Intel, Dow, NXP, Shell, and Canon, or FAI, that have a strong presence here. You see by the names of these companies that many of them operate in the high-tech industry, could be semiconductor or electronics, and others operate in the area of performance chemicals. So those areas are very dominant here in the region and also characterize our university. As a result of all this industrial activity, there is lots of innovation. Forbes magazine, or the leading American business magazine, ranks Eindhoven as one of the most innovative places in the world. And this is also characterized by some of the architecture that you see here in the city. And if you haven't been here, visit this building. It's just a store, so imagine what the other buildings look like. I'm not going to list all of the characteristics. I think a lot of that you will have seen or may have seen on our website. But I would like to highlight a few. First of all, is if you look at our alumni, once you get a degree over here, you're in very high demand with the employers. Not only the employers in the region, but employers at a wider scale. In many employment rankings, we rank very high. But I would like to highlight a bit more the employability here in the region, since many of the alumni stay here in the region due to the high presence of this industry or starting as an entrepreneur. And we know, for instance, that of the international students, more than 80%, they find their first job in the immediate vicinity of Eindhoven and don't even look further. They enjoy their life over here and they take up one of the offers they get from the surrounding industry. We have become very international over the past year, 80 nationalities on campus, and a similar number, probably even larger, you will find in the city around, because in the companies in Eindhoven there are also many international employees. And we have a very good number of facilities to make you feel welcome here at campus. But this is for sure matters that also Armando and Adelia will talk about when they talk about their experience. In terms of the rankings, you see here our global rankings in a number of world rankings. You know, these rankings, they are important to us and to you. Typically what you see is if you single out the European universities, we typically rank in the top of the engineering universities. For instance, in the Shanghai engineering ranking, we are the top 6 European university. So when you look at the rankings, try to look at the profile that you're interested in. If you're interested in engineering and science, you will always find us near the top in the rankings. Many of you are interested in the master program. Some are maybe also interested to continue here as a PhD or to obtain a professional doctorate. In all cases, we characterize our education not just as an engineering education, but as an engineering education of the future. We want to train engineers, and we succeed in training engineers with a very high level of self-awareness, that are prepared for the future and that do and know more than just their courses. The environment here tries to stimulate you and facilitate you in that way. In the education system over here, we are fully in line, and we have designed this in such a way that this is in line with the European system of education. And that is that to enter into the master, you need a bachelor degree, typically in an engineering or related science discipline. And all the master programs here at Eindhoven, they are 2 years, 120 European credits. After the master, the far majority of students, they will enter into industry. But there is a significant portion that will continue with more advanced study. And this could be because students have an interest in research, in which case they would continue with a PhD, either here at this university or at other universities around the world. In the Netherlands, similar to degrees also in the UK and in Scandinavia, apart from the research doctorate, we also offer the professional doctorate. This is a 2-year program after the master, with a focus much more on innovation and transferring knowledge and recent research knowledge into concrete products for industry. you're interested in that option, also definitely check out the information on the website on the Professional Doctorate in Engineering. When many of you will have already visited our website, and you will have seen that we offer a wide variety of different programs at the master's level. They are across all the key areas of the university. So in terms of application, we work on the grand societal challenges of energy problems, of health improvement, and of mobility. And you will find programs across all of the different engineering and applied science disciplines here on campus. Carefully look at the programs, 22 master programs, and in addition we have a number of very special, more focused programs, some of them more interdisciplinary, that may catch your interest. There are a number of characteristics that differentiate a master's degree at our university from a master's degree at similarly ranked engineering schools. First of all, we are characterized by very strongly individualized study paths. So there's lots and lots of individual choice. We have a strong culture of collaboration across campus, but also in the programs there's lots of individual choice. That means together with a departmental mentor, an advisor, a professor, you basically define your own roadmap through the master program to fit with your own ambition and interests within the guidelines of the program. Thirdly, we place a lot of attention on the development of your professional and academic skills. We realize that not everything you learn as part of courses or projects, but there may be additional trainings that you would need. We have a very advanced and unique environment by which we try to help you. All of the students that enter into our master programs, they will take extensive assessment of their professional and academic skills. They receive individual feedback and make a personal development plan at which they develop the skills they need for the best possible next step in their career. Finally, for students with which all the options we offer are not enough, you can take an additional honors program, either to further broaden up your interest, or to go more in depth in a particular domain, and for instance already start certain courses from the PhD or PDN programs. After your master, of course, like I mentioned, you can continue here. We have a limited number of places in the PDN and PhD programs. Most of the students, they move into industry, many in the regions. There is a huge shortage of engineers. We need good engineers to come over here. Good engineers that are good in their academic profession, but also good engineers that have excellent communication and collaboration skills. That's something you need as a modern engineer, as a future engineer, and that's also something that's required here in the region. So make sure you feel comfortable there. There are very good starting salaries in engineering here in the Netherlands. Of course, you can also start your own company. There's a very stimulating environment around here, both here on campus and elsewhere in the immediate region, with also increasing VC capital available. Without going into too much detail on the PhD and PDN programs, I already talked a bit about this. I think a key characteristic that you should be aware of, and that also makes these programs very attractive in the Netherlands, is that all the trainees in the PDN programs and all the candidates in the PhD programs, they are employed here and they receive a salary. This implies it's also very competitive to get in, but these are attractive positions to continue if you're interested in a research career or an advanced engineering career. With regard to application and admission, there are the exact detailed requirements you will find on the website, also regarding your particular program. But in general, I would say you need to have a degree from a good university in engineering or engineering science. You need to be part of a select group of students. Having a good skill of English is also important, and sometimes there are also additional programs. Here you see the deadline if you want to start next year. Of course, we encourage you to apply earlier, because the earlier you apply, also you will have more opportunities for instance, obtaining scholarships. After admission, there is an invitation to join a Facebook group, so that we have a very organized process to help facilitate you getting in. And soon we will reveal that actually in an international benchmark, we score very, very high on the way we welcome international students, and we hope you will be one of them in the future. If you're interested in visiting our campus, go online to the virtual visit. We realize that many of you may not be able to actually visit our campus here in the Netherlands before you arrive here, but our campus is fully available in 3D, and you can navigate through the campus and meet with students and faculty by going through our virtual visit that you can access from our website. A virtual visit in 3D. We believe we are the first university in the world that is completely virtually also accessible in this way. And as you see, the sun always shines in Eindhoven. Thank you for your attention, and I now give the floor to Delia.
Hello everybody. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Adela, and I'm a PhD student here at Eindhoven University of Technology, and right now I'm going to tell you about my experience here at Eindhoven University of Technology. My story here started more than 5 years ago. I came here for master program of building physics and services, and right now I'm a final year PhD student at the Department of the Built Environment. So, what made me decide to come to Eindhoven? My higher education story started in Russia. I received my bachelor degree in civil and industrial engineering, and then I started to work in a residential area. And I was just a bit bored of being involved in just projects of typical housing without that many sustainable energy solutions. We're a country of a lot of gas and oil. So, and our government, by that time, it was not that really interested in sustainable energy solutions. So I was thinking, okay, I should look for something else. I would like to be involved in some innovative solutions for built environment. And then I started to look in different master programs all over the world, and I found really interesting programs here close by in Europe. And to be more precise, I actually found it in the Netherlands, special master tracks for sustainable technologies in built environment. And my choice fell on the Netherlands at 3 universities here in Eindhoven, also in Delft and Twente. I found interesting programs in building engineering programs there, and I was admitted to 3 of them, but finally I decided to choose in favor of Eindhoven University of Technology. Why? Because I liked the courses offered within this master track. Also, I like the fact that university has and it has a lot of contacts with industry, which means that it might be much easier to find a really nice, interesting job position. Also, I really liked my experience with communicating with international authors. It was really easy, very friendly communication, and also the admission process and decision process was really, really fast. So it can save you a lot of time if you really like a program and you apply for it. Also, I was pleasantly surprised with my experience with communicating with university before coming to the Netherlands. International office helped me to arrange some necessary documents, visa, residence permit. They even helped me to find the main means of transportation here in the Netherlands, a bike. And also, they assisted me to find a decent housing, a student room here in Eindhoven. And after I arrived to the Netherlands, I didn't know anyone here, but it was not a problem. Starting from the first day here at university, I was involved in introduction week, which I also really strongly advise you to join before starting your study program. It's actually a week where you will be introduced to different facilities at university. You will meet your fellow students. You will have a lot of social activities, different parties, sport events. We also had different courses introducing us to Dutch culture, meaning Dutch habits, Dutch mentality, Dutch festivals, and also parties. Some people were offered English courses, which were really useful, especially for me. And then we were also introduced to university psychologists, because it might be that you are traveling thousands of kilometers from your home country and you are alone here, and sometimes it might be not that easy to live here alone without your family, without your friends from your home country. But there are really special psychologists to help you here, and they really, yeah, you are very welcome there. So my conclusion based on that was that I really felt very welcomed here. I was feeling myself like I'm at home with a lot of friendly people around me. Something about the city of Eindhoven, as Jan Francois mentioned, Philips was founded there, so it kind of determines the future of Eindhoven as a brainport, as a city of design and technology. And my three favorite events here in Eindhoven are Dutch Technology Week, Dutch Design Week, and Glow Festival. Shortly about each of them, Dutch Technology Week and Dutch Design Week, their names tell everything. It's weeks where different Dutch designers and technology developers, they present their innovative solutions in forms of exhibitions, presentations, and different workshops. So I really strongly advise you to attend them. Dutch Technology Week takes place annually around May, and Dutch Design Week in October. And then another nice festival here in Eindhoven is Glow. It's Festival of Light, where also artists and designers, they present their work in field of light, also in forms of exhibitions and light shows, and you can just walk through the city of Eindhoven the whole week round at night, in the evening, and enjoy these light exposures. Living in Eindhoven and in the Netherlands requires some expenses, some costs, and here are some basic costs, which you some basic costs of living in Eindhoven. And to sum up, I can tell you that you will need around 700 to 800 to cover your basic needs for room rent, for health insurance, and for food. And also, of course, for sports center card, because it's very important for your health. After spending here 5 years, I can for sure tell that GE is my right choice. Regarding study, I learned really a lot. I got new knowledge in sustainable buildings. I also improved my Dutch and English language skills by following different courses here. I especially learned how to present and how to work in a team, which is also the main form of working here during your master programs. You will have different projects, you will collaborate with your fellow students and also students from different departments, depending on your master program. I also followed different personal development courses, which I really liked. And also, university offers you annual job fairs where you can really find a nice position after finishing your studies. And that's what I'm actually going to do around finishing my PhD, to find a job using these annual job fairs. As about social life, it's also very rich here. University has its own common room where you can meet with your students, organize some social events by yourself. There are also different student associations and alumni networks which help you to keep in touch with your students and friends. And there is also GA Sports Center offering you different activities, so just everything what you wish. And Eindhoven University of Technology, it just doesn't stop at this point. It's developing further. Right now, strong research focus and everything is focused here on energy, health, and smart mobility. Also, university is renewing its campus and facilities and even expanding housing for students. And about my future, half a year ago, I was not sure yet whether I would like to stay in academia or go to industry. Right now, I made the decision that I would like to go to industry to try myself in a company life, to work on sustainable solutions for built environment, probably here in Europe. So I will see what annual job fairs can offer to me. And just a few words about Eindhoven University. My conclusion: if you want to study in friendly environment, if you want to have a flexible study program, as also Jan-François mentioned in his presentation, if you want to be close to modern research facilities, and if you would like to collaborate with industry, and if you are really interested in energy, health, and smart mobility, you should come to Eindhoven University of Technology. And also a strong fact about this university that they really support you in starting up your own business if you have a really nice and innovative idea. So think about it, and after finishing our presentation sessions, we will look forward to answer all of your questions. And now I will give a word to Amado. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amado Garces. I'm from Mexico, and I've lived in Eindhoven now for 3 years. I did my master's in embedded systems at the university, and currently I'm working in the telecom industry and technology here in the Netherlands as well. There are just a few points I want to tell you about my story in the country. I think a bit of it will overlap with what Adela has already told you, but I will still tell you a bit more details on my own personal experience about it. First off, why did I choose a TUE? I think that's one of the questions that I get asked the most when I'm here. Here you see my 4 areas of focus, but mainly I care about the reputation of the program, or what made me choose the TUE was the reputation of the program. Embedded systems belongs to both computer science and electrical engineering. You can take courses from both faculties. So for me that was very important, and I really like what the faculties were researching at the time and how the program was structured. And on a second note, I really like the fact that the program, at least embedded system, is a 3 TU program, which means that you can take classes here at the TUE Eindhoven, at TU Delft, and at Twente. So when you subscribe, you get accepted to the TUE, you do your master's, you will get your subscription or your enrollment for the 2 universities once you get here. And if you want, you can take courses that are not offered in Eindhoven, that are offered in Delft or in Twente. In my case, I took some courses in Twente, and I really liked the experience. Other small notes, scholarship, I really liked that as well. I got the ALSP scholarship, and that really helped me support myself during my studies. As Adela mentions, the costs are about, I guess, 800, 900 per month. With the scholarship, I could cover more or less half of that, so that was very helpful for me. And mainly those are the biggest reasons why I chose the TUE. Getting here, I'm getting here. Just have a small points based on my personal experience. Complete your application as soon as possible. If you're still hesitating, you still not filling your application, just go for that. It's really important you do it as soon as possible. Don't miss the intro week. For things that were outside of my control, I had to skip my intro week. What's not really great, I arrived here late. I arrived here and I got sick. I had to register with the general practitioner quickly. And the start of my master's was really tough. So I really recommend you not to skip any of that. Be here on time, plan everything, register with a general practitioner quickly enough, and have everything set up as soon as possible. if you're still looking for accommodation, I think that's also what a lot of people hesitate about when they're coming here. You have several options. You can get help through the university. You can do it by yourself. And there's a website that is called Camernet. You will get this presentation. You will get the links. But there are several ways in which you can get housing: by doing direct deals with the landlords, by joining student-like accommodations where they have a system of you subscribe, you earn points by being subscribed for a long period of time. The longer you're subscribed, the easier it is for you to get a house. That's also an option. And that is very popular amongst Dutch students. And finally, you can also do it to a housing agency. And the website that I put there gets an overview of a lot of companies. What I'm trying to say is just check all these opportunities. A lot of people always go around asking, but you really have a lot of options to look by yourself, have an agency look for you, and so on and so forth. About the practical details in being in the university when studying. First of all, for the lectures, take notes. It might seem obvious to some of you, but don't trust that you will get all the notes. But if you don't make your own remarks, it might be a bit confusing. It's not as explicit here. They do expect you to study a lot by yourself, to read in between classes. The optional exercises, they are optional, but if you don't do it, you are missing some learning over there. It's way more up to you. At least from what I was used to back in Mexico, it was way more guided the way of study. And here it's way more up to you. I really like that as well, because then I could way more decide when to spend my time on what. But you really have to keep that in mind. And I think a lot of the people I've met here always struggle with that at the beginning, especially if they are not used to the Dutch system. They watch out here for the quartile system. You have 8 weeks of lectures, and then a couple of weeks for examinations. And I was used at least to the semester-long period, like the 4 months, 16 weeks, take all the classes, do my exercises, and so on and so forth. And so it took me also a bit to adapt at the beginning to this. So watch out. That is some of the things that I've seen. It's very helpful that a lot of the lectures are recorded. Not all of them. Not all the courses are recorded. Some of them also are old and they have been updated and they have not been recorded again. But there's a database with a lot of the courses and video lectures about them. So you can go check them. If you skipped a class, you can go look for it. If you're curious about if that class is something for you or not, you can just start watching some video lectures to get your head of it. And I think that's a very practical thing to do. Check the canteen serving hours. Dutch people have a very specific time slots for having dinner, for having lunch, blah, blah. And for me, at the beginning at least, I assume, oh yeah, sure, I can go and eat at 7 p.m., 7:30, I'm just working at the library. And no, there was nothing more but the vending machines, right? So yeah, these are small details and cultural differences you will get adapted to. But that wasn't my experience, the first few things that I noticed differences on. About the student life, Adela already covered a bit. I truly can recommend that you join a student association. I did. I played football with Plusfire, which is the Student Football Association. And just as there are a sports association, more than 30 of almost every sport you can think of, from volleyball to water polo to hockey, grass hockey, ice hockey. There's a lot of stuff in between. There is the sports association, the student associations, which belong to, let's say, your department or your faculty, and also just the social student associations that, let's say, are closer to the fraternity-like system as in the USA. Not exactly the same, but similar. So depending on what you're looking for, you can join any of them. It's the best way to meet people. It's the best way to get integrated. It's the best way to also make Dutch friends and get more integrated here. For me, that was it. The facilities are also quite good. Also, for Netherlands standards, I think the sports center has very, very good facilities. For me, I've noticed that because I've visited a lot of the others by participating in tournaments and stuff like that. I would really recommend you to do that. In practical details outside of the university, once you get here, do as the Romans do. Get a bike as soon as possible. You have Marktplaats, which is the Dutch eBay. There's not an eBay website, but Marktplaats is owned by eBay anyway. It's the best way to go around finding used bikes or used equipment or just tables, cupboards, whatever you need for your housing as well. That is very important. I think that's one of the, if not the biggest mean of transportation for those people. The second one is use the public transport. The OV chip card is a card that has an RFID, and you can just check in both in the bus, in the metro, in the train. You have a single card, you put credit on it or a subscription, and you just go around. And it's very, like, to get it with your name at the beginning, it will take 1 week or so. So it's important you get it soon enough. You can also go without it, but with it you can get discounts and take more advantages of the products and services the public transport companies can offer. So do that. Also very important, the group tickets to travel. That happens a lot amongst international students. You will see that if you get here. You can, if you travel together with a big group on the same day to the same destination, you can get a very good deal and a very good discount. You don't have to travel together. You don't have to take the same departure point. You just have to arrive to the same place. So check all these websites, check the itineraries. NS is for train, Hermes is for bus, at least in Eindhoven. 9292 covers pretty much all the, it's an organization, like covers all the public transport companies in a single website. I would just really suggest you, once you get here, I hope you will get here, that you check all these sites and check all these available products that are really helpful to travel in the Netherlands, get to know the places, go to The Hague, go to Amsterdam, to many other cities that are really, really beautiful in the country. Useful website and apps. Buy and Radar, it's a website that does a weather forecast, but it's very useful and it's very well known amongst students and just people in general because it has an estimation of rain for the next 2 hours, and it's quite accurate. So you know if you're at uni and you want to go back home, you can check, is it going to rain in the next 30 minutes because it's going to take me half an hour to get home by bike, for example. And you say, oh yeah, it's going to rain, so I'd rather wait and continue working here than move, for example. Really, really useful. Furthermore, open thought is useful to check which supermarkets, pharmacies, and so on and so forth are open at a given time near to your house or your postcode. The same applies for all types of shops. It's a very useful website, really recommend it. And the other two, you can check them for yourself. One of them is for traveling, and the other one is the equivalent of Amazon in the Netherlands. There is also not Amazon.nl, so there is bol.com, which is the same concept. On meeting people and going out, all those pictures you see there is me and friends going to different events. There's a lot of activities in the country, both in summer and in winter and in between, sports, concerts, and festivals. It's really helpful when you join one of these student associations. You will realize you will hear about a bunch of events, to go to student trips, to go to tournaments, to go all over the place. And the more you get involved, the more you hear about it. So I will really recommend that. So you can improve your social life in the country. Finally, about Eindhoven, where to go out, what to do. You have a Stratum sign, which is where you have pretty much all the bars. Very long street, all the bars in a single place. There's also there are more obviously, but there are two big places where you can go to concerts and events. It is the FNR and the Klokgebouw, more formal venues. There are several areas in the city, Markt, Kleineberg, Wilhelminaplein, where you have cafes, restaurants, a more relaxed environment, but you get to go there with your friends, have a drink Friday afternoon or after classes, stuff like that. It is a very good place to go, especially in the summer, because they put the terraces when it's sunny, and it is really, really nice. There is the Stripe Best, which is one of the upcoming areas in the city, which a lot of startups in the area, design, shops, and a bit of more hipster indie trend going on there. And it's a really nice place to go for events and for the Dutch Design Week, as Adela mentioned before. I think that's it from my side. Now we're going to be taking your questions. So if you have any questions on the chat, please just drop them in. Our chat team will be answering them and just flying a couple of them for us. If you have particular questions that you want me or Adela or Franz to answer, just mention it and we will get them now. Okay. Let's see if we got any questions. Yeah. Okay. Someone asked for my email. My email is amado.17@gmail.com. That way you can contact me if you have any questions. Once I have time, I will answer to you. Not a problem. And let's see. Coming up.
Feel free to ask any question you have. Are you thinking about specific master program, or are you concerned about something? Traveling questions, we will try to answer it.
Well, I think while we wait for some other questions to come our way, we can tell you a bit of CGPA. In the normal, I don't know if you mean the 1 to 5 USA version or the 0 to 10. Okay, well, my university was 0 to 100, and I had 9, 8.9. It was rounded up to 9. Yeah.
And I had almost 100. It is always distinction.
Mm-hmm.
There is a question on the application deadline for the PDN. Actually, for the PDN, you have to look at each of the individual programs, and they run their own batches. So go to the university website and go to the specific PDN program that you're interested in, and you will find specific application deadlines. For most of the programs, they will have an intake twice a year, in September and in February. The application deadlines differ.
Well, I think something I did not mention, I didn't go that much into detail when I was presenting, and I think it's also important for you to know that the infrastructure in the university and in the sports center in the area is really good, is really modern, and they're still also working on it with new buildings, renewing some of the old buildings. So the university really puts effort into having good equipment. The same, at least for my courses, with the labs and tooling, servers, licenses, everything really worked out. Yeah. Well, we just got another question. Hello there. I'm a prospective system and control master student, and I wanted to ask you guys, how does the 3TU program actually work? Can I take modules from, for example, from Delft University and the TUE during the same semester? For me, it was possible. As far as I know, that has not changed. So yeah, I was taking classes from both. You have to watch out just if there are classes that you really have to attend and be there, because, for example, for me, the one that took from Twente was a video lecture, like a video conference, so I could just sign in and watch the class every day. I had to go there for my examination at the end, but it might be that then you have to do some traveling to go and take the class, or to go to the examination and so on. But yeah, I did not have any issue taking classes from both at the same time, no.
Thanks, Fernando, for this nice question. I'm not sure how does it work at System and Control Master Program, but at Program of Build Environment, internship is not compulsory, and it's up to you whether you would like to include it or not during your master program. All you need to do is just to tell in advance to your study advisor, which you will definitely have, that you are really interested in having some experience at company to take an internship program. And as we already mentioned, study program here is flexible. You have a part of compulsory courses and you have courses that you can choose. So internship can be included in this part of the courses. So there will be no problem.
Nibit Zela, there is a question on starting a business after studying at TUE, whether the business must be located in the Netherlands. Actually, there is no restriction, right? So you can start any business yourself. Of course, to get access to the local ecosystem of all the other startups, there are certain advantages of starting over here. But any business that you want to start, you're obviously free to do this in any place.
The video lectures, I think those are only available once you are actually enrolled to the university. But if you get the presentation, I guess you will get a presentation afterwards. The link I mentioned, it's a clickable link, so it will take you to the page. But I think you need login details. Yeah. But yeah, once you're here in studying, it's a very helpful tool to go around and check. Yeah, when you want to subscribe for your second quartile and you're thinking if you want to take an elective or not, it can be really useful, so you can make your decision.
And some departments at this time they're interested to make open courses at Coursera. So, for example, at my department of Build Environment, we have Computational Fluid Dynamics course, which is available just online at Coursera website. So I think by the time there will be more courses included in an open access.
Okay, there is one question about industrial design. One second.
Yeah, the question is very specific about the industrial design program and about the mentoring process. I don't know the exact details about industrial design, but the mentoring process is quite general across the different programs. Let's say at the beginning of your master, you will be matched with a particular mentor, and with that mentor, you will sit down to compose your specific study program, to also discuss the skills assessment that you have conducted at the beginning of your master, and also discuss your personal development plan. In many cases, the mentor is also the advisor of your thesis later on. In industrial design, that the basis of that process will be the same as it is the same in any of the programs on campus. I think what makes ID specific is also the environment, because over there the advisors and the students are also physically located close to each other, as there is quite an extensive design lab where all of the industrial design students build and develop their products. So whereas others, they may be in the lab or it may be a bit more hands-off relationship, in all cases the interaction is very close. We have a question whether you can skip a semester and opt for an internship program while doing our masters. Actually, the programs have not been designed in that way. You're obviously free to do so, but it would be a bit costly because you will still be required to pay tuition there. I think as an alternative, you could do an internship during the summer, and in many programs there are actually internships that are part of the program. So look into your specific program. Some will have research internships, some will have industry internships as part of the program. But I would not advise you to skip a full semester to do an internship. If you want to do it in that way, it may be better to do this just before coming here.
To just add on that, in my case, I did my my master thesis with a company, and that's also a way you want to look at it as doing an internship. Of course, I have to arrange to get a supervisor from the university and so on. But if you want to start making connections in industry during your studies, it depends indeed on the program, but I think it is feasible for at least most of the people that I know from the different programs. They had an option or they did it either way. There was previously another question that was answered by the team chat. When getting to the Netherlands, how I can learn and improve my Dutch? Do I have to take external classes or is on my own? When I arrived, I took a beginner's course of Dutch in the university. It was really helpful. From there, it really just hanging out with Dutch friends from the soccer club. Then yeah, I just get to learn a bit more. And I think some of the other international students continue taking classes afterwards as well. So it is possible. Do you think internship professional? Okay, sorry. We have another question from Mohammed Barakat. I haven't received an answer. Do you think internship, professional experience, international publication could overcome not so great CGPA of 70%?
I think in the end it's the admission committee that will decide this. I think having professional experience and international publications could help, but I would say what is actually more important for the admission committee in general to judge the CGPA in that case would be to look at the reputation of the university. So I guess maybe you are from Iran, and in that case I know that in some cases there's not so much great inflation in Iran as there is in other countries, so that may be part of the evaluation. But I would say the reputation of the university in that sense really counts.
We have more than 5 minutes left and we can still answer a lot of your questions.
In 5 minutes, only a few, I would say, right? It seems the chat team is dealing with most of the questions. Here's another one. You have 4 years, so we have a question from Abdul Karim, who has done 4 years bachelor degree and 2 years master degree in engineering, and the question is, will this give me an edge over 3 years of bachelor degree in the Netherlands? I would say that strongly depends on the university and the type of program. It's very hard to give a general answer there. Of course, I would say, in general, this relates, of course, to the quality of the university where you have taken this, and secondly, it also depends on the contents of the program. So I think the Dutch education is characterized by a strong combination of both theory and application, and some of the programs in other countries they lack that. So it's very hard to give a specific answer to that. There's a question from Farshid. When are the PhD or PhD students starting to begin? From the beginning of the program, yes, this is the case. So there's very selective admission, but once you are admitted to such a position as a PhD or PhD candidate, you will start to receive a salary. Maddalena Vitali, is there an age limit for a PhD? No, there is no age limit for a PhD. Generally, I think people starting in their PhD will be in their 20s still. So if you are considerably older, you may feel a bit uncomfortable amongst the other students, but there is not an age limit. So this question is by Stefano, who asked whether we recommend for students to take an undergraduate program in TUE, since it seems that the university is more of a graduate-focused institution. Actually, we are a research-based university, but we have a very strong undergraduate curriculum as well. So if you're interested in taking a bachelor degree, you are more than welcome. Actually, within the Netherlands, we have been ranked for many years as the best engineering school for undergraduate programs. So you're most welcome. You do have to pay attention, since not all undergraduate programs are offered in English. So at this moment, about 2/3 of our undergraduate programs are offered in English. About 1/3 are offered in Dutch. And if you don't speak Dutch, I would not recommend taking the program.
There is a very interesting question from AM. Did you ever thought during your time at TUE that your workload was too much and wanted to give up? For me, I never wanted to give up, but I experienced this during my first 3-4 months of studying here at master program, just because my bachelor program was so different from bachelor program here, but your fellow students and university environment really help you to come up with it. You will manage.
I guess I will say a very similar answer. I think during the first year I did notice the workload. I think it was mainly because of getting adapted to the system, the quarterly 8 weeks and so on. Like really, you really have to work hard during that time. But I never really thought of giving up. It was doable. Just you do notice the difference, yeah. Well, at least I did. From Prasanna Mohandos, is there any social media groups specific to systems and control engineering group? Would like to know more from them and TTU program. I think there is. I remember seeing it because systems and control and embedded systems are very close. For embedded systems, we did have one for my year. I think if you ask it on the international students group on Facebook, most likely someone will reply and point you to that. But I'm quite sure I've seen one on Facebook about it, yes. Yeah, another question that I was already answered on text, but I had a bit of experience with that. Can I change the field later if I find it difficult? I had several friends that were in embedded systems, several, too. But given that we are a small group, you notice, that wanted to change to electrical engineering sometime afterwards. It was possible, but indeed, like the answer there mentioned, then they had to adapt and take some extra classes, and I think it also depends on your background if it fits to where you're going. You cannot just randomly swap. It is possible, but it can also be difficult to do so, but it is.
There is a question about starting business from Cameroon. I'm already running a renewable energy in Cameroon and wish to know how I can better manage the situation after studying at TUE. I think if you know what you are expecting from your study program, it will be easier for you to shape it after coming here, so you can focus on more business-oriented courses and some energy courses that you need, so you can shape your own program talking to your mentor, to your study advisor.
Okay, I think one more question, and then and then we see from Stephanos, Kenneth, can you perhaps tell me the difference of the web science program from software science? Because it seems very similar, bachelor level. Thank you. I'm not 100% sure though. I mean, I have a rough idea because I did check them once web science came out. But I don't know if you know more details about it.
I'm dean of the graduate school and not of the undergraduate program. And there is a significant portion of overlap, but the orientation is different, right? So the web science program is really aimed at the web application, while the software science is aimed at different types of applications. So we'll see, of course, in a lot of the basics in computer science, they are similar. But I would say in their application areas they tend to be different. But I know there are students in the computer science undergraduate program who combine both majors, so they do a double major in software science and web science because they can't make up their mind. Okay, that's it. Okay. Then with this concludes the webinar. Thanks very much for joining this. Again, if you have any further questions, please contact our international office, io@tui.nl, for any follow-up questions, and we'll be happy to answer them. And we look forward to seeing you in Eindhoven next semester. Thank you.